Let me ask you this. Would you drive a car without traffic signals? I'm sure the answer is no. We all know that when we're dealing with fast-moving vehicles that are such a convenience, you need traffic signals, you need laws, you need certain rules around the road. Likewise, when there's data everywhere in your organization, you need the concept of data governance in a proper way. A lot of companies are kind of getting into this whole bandwagon with AI and using analytics, but the foundation of data, making sure that it's clean, usable, and explainable is still something that a lot of companies struggle with. And data governance is one of the key aspects or capabilities that they all need. So why do you need data governance? Because end of the day, you want to make sure that the data that you're going to use for making some decisions in your organization is A, clean, is B, definitely coming from somewhere that makes sense, and C, because wrong data can lead to a lot of wrong decisions and could be very expensive to the organization. Second is, the biggest question around data governance is, okay, how do you put, processes, systems, and tools and people together so that you're managing the data? But then the bottom line question is, who owns this data? Is the data governance a responsibility of business or technology, right? Clearly, a lot of people struggle with that. The answer lies in what kind of data and which data pieces are there. Most of the data is owned by the aspects of the businesses, but the technology is definitely a gatekeeper and an enabler to make sure that its usage is in the proper form. And the third piece is when you bring the people, processes, and then the tools together, which tools to use? Are there things that you can do within your own business units or enterprise-wide to define the data? There's all these tools like Collibra, Purview, etc. But the key would be that once you've decided the process, you manage the traffic flow and the signals, then you can say, okay, which tools make sense in terms of investments and make sure they're working like an assembly line, right? So data coming in, getting cleaned up, curated, being used for certain decisions. These days, there's new technologies which prevent or the overhead of moving data. So there's a lot of good technology that the data can be used where it's already made because there's a lot of edge computing. The compute power is growing where the decision needs to be made. All that decision has to be put in place for the architecture to work for specific use cases. But needless to say, data governance and your traffic signals are needed. Thank you.